Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here, my WWE review for this Monday, April the 30th, 2018, the final day of April. It is live from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Oui. It's funny, some of the only French I know, but it's like, bonjour. Should say that. Bonjour, everybody. Above my voice, I went to an independent wrestling show on Sunday called XICW, local company out of Detroit. There's Simon Gotch Russell, formerly of the Vaudevillains, formerly WWE. Now he's known as Simon Graham. He lost to former WWE agent Jimmy Jacobs, or producer, whatever. But of course, this was the Raw aftermath of the Greatest Royal Rumble event from Saudi Arabia. Like I said last week, I watched it, but not make a review. Why? And I was right. Why, when the event ended, I had to leave for the gig. Gig was at 6, the show was at 5, and I was like, out the door, saw Strowman win. I wanted to win. Consolation prize for not getting the title match at Mania instead of Woman and getting a $10 as a tag team partner. So, overall, we had some decent little things on that card. We had Cena Triple H, some say it was sloppy. Kind of say that. The only good match was a ladder match in that title Sonya moment. It did break the internet. I could not go on Facebook for the last 3 days without seeing it on at least 1 or 2 different wrestling Facebook pages. It was that big and over. So, and some surprises in that battle. Hornswoggle showed up for some reason. So they kind of like, Rey Mysterio, then we kind of knew that. No Sami, well, we didn't see Sami Man. No Sami Zayn. They said he had vertigo, but I think because he's a Syrian Muslim. Anyway, also we had Roderick Strong showing up. Surprisingly, Tucker Knight in there from Tournament Heavy Machinery. Elias had a big night, eliminating Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. Maybe we get punished for that. Daniel Bryan was the Iron Man. Number 1, lasting 1 hour and 16 minutes. The new record of lasting the longest in the Rumble. Well, it's a 50-man Rumble, so it makes sense. And also, Strowman broke the record for most eliminations. 13. Another of the Rumble. Well, adding towards that, I think that he forgets. The timing was so weird. It's like, Greatest Royal Rumble's over. Wait a minute. We have a pay-per-view last. We have a pay-per-view next week that we barely promoted. That we have not a lot of matches announced for it. They're kind of rush booking Backlash. So it's kind of like the go-home show before Backlash. And like I said, not a lot of hype for this pay-per-view because of the distance between that and the Royal Rumble event. Despite that, we'll get little things on Raw. Best singles main event in a long time. Involving this guy. Who was going to over Montreal besides a few hometown boys? I'll get to in a minute. So we begin with the man who we thought was going to walk out of Saudi Arabia as the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. His match against Lesnar. Nope, at least AJ Shinsuke's match, Greatest Royal Rumble, way better than Mania. I'll say that once. Way better than Mania, even with a screwy ending. Can't wait for Backlash. But Roman and Lesnar's match was okay. And sadly, this match had a little controversy. Yep. Lesnar got speared out of the cage. The cage broke. And his body hit as the cage broke off. Roman's feet hit the ground first. But they called Lesnar the winner. Despite the fact that the object of the match is either win by pinfall submission or escaping the cage and having both feet touch the floor and Lesnar's feet never hit the floor. I think they botched the ending from what I've heard. But they called Lesnar the winner. They did acknowledge that Roman's feet did hit the ground first, but they said referee's decision final. Lesnar's still champion. I hate Roman as much as anybody else in his booking, but we need a full-time champion. Even if it's fucking Reigns. Who guys ass chewed out the building tonight in Montreal. Good crowd for most of it. So as Roman was fuming about losing to Lesnar in controversy fashion, he was confronted by his Backlash opponent, now on SmackDown, Samoa Joe, who was on screen, saying that you didn't get the job done again against Lesnar. You fair every time. And this Sunday, your dwindling career will finally go up in flames as I will put you down once and for all. So before Joe got a response from Roman Reigns got interrupted by Jinder Mahal, who is technically a Canadian. For those who don't know, he is a Canadian. But didn't get the same reception as his two real Canadian brethren, who got big receptions when they interrupted. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who also spoke in French. They're kind of heels, but hey, it's the hometown. Is anyone going to boo him in Bizarro Land, as WWE likes to refer to Canada sometimes, for chanting too much and booing the wrong people and cheering the wrong people? Kind of like the night of the Mania, but it's Canada. And I was in Toronto for Mania once. I did see Montreal once Mania. That's like a big thing. Canada hasn't had a Mania since Mania 18 in Toronto. And Montreal has not had one, period. So it'll be interesting to get one day. But all three of these guys interrupted. Roman being Jinder, Owens, and Zayn. They all wanted a piece of Roman. I thought maybe we're going to get a triple threat match, and the winner will get Reigns later in the evening. But instead, we had a 3-on-1 beatdown, which would lead towards the appearances of Bobby Lashley, who shockingly got booed. But I think it was because he was attacking KO and Sammy. That's what I believe. And then Strowman came out to a big applause, setting up a 6-man tag for later on. Basically, it's a rematch from last week, because it was Zayn and Owens against Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. But this week, Owens and Zayn get a partner, Jinder, while Strowman and Lashley get another guy to join them. Roman wins. So let's get to our first overall match, a rematch of last week. Rematches. We had a semi-rematch from last week, and we had a real rematch from last week. Elias taking on Bobby Roode, the glorious one. So Elias was singing a song about Montreal and about Roode, and he got interrupted. And I was fearing the worst. I was like, they're going to do 50-50 booking and make Elias lose and get Roode some of his heat back from losing last week, surprisingly, to Elias. And another good match for these guys. You know, with nothing going, Wall's kind of in second gear, at least after the shakeup. The SmackDown brand is at least advancing storylines. But Wall's kind of stuck in second gear. Maybe they'll finally get out of their low gear after Backlash. But another good match for these guys. You know, good workers. Very hard hitting, especially near towards the end of the match. When I remember last week, there was like a little spot with Elias wrangling Roode's off against the rope, but the nasty spot was the end of the match was when Bobby Roode got nailed against the turnbuckle. Holy shit. That was an insane bump that Roode took on the turnbuckle. Damn. And his landing was hard. And they called the match off. They had doctors come out, check on Roode's throat, and the match was called off. Elias won. So at least it saved Roode from getting pinned for the second week in a row, and also helped Elias not get pinned. So I was wondering, like I said, how are they going to book this? Are they going to do double booking with the 50-50 booking, making Roode win to get his heat back? So I was wondering how they're going to do that. I didn't want 50-50 booking. I didn't want Elias to win and Roode win next week, but Elias won 2 weeks in a row. This week on a technicality, because he got taken out. But another good match for these two workers. Roode's got nothing going, but still. Fun action. Open us up here, so there you go. So now on to our next matchup. I haven't seen the guy in a couple weeks. AOP. Authors of Pain. Instead of having a probably challenge for the Raw Tag Team titles, by the way, there's no new challenges yet for Hardy and Wyatt. Are they going to defend this Sunday or what? We did see him in a video thing, which was pretty funny, of them saying that we were all at these events in time and space as we complete an expedition of gold. Match went on an expedition conquering teenage gold. Heck, he and Matt brought Matt and Jeff, Brother Nero, won Ring of Honor's tag champs last year before going off to win the WWE tag belts at Mania. So there's that. And now I say I'm a disc jockey. And now I take kind of one of Mac's mannerisms at the end of the night when I say, "Thank you, everybody. You've been wonderful." I now do that now, my audience. When I end my shows now. Because I do like a New Day thing when I DJ. Like, oh, insert place here. Don't you dare feel whacked. Clap for your most wanted DJ in town and feel the power of DJ Zack Attack. But back to the business at hand. Instead of seeing AOP maybe challenging the Raw Tag Champs, they beat up a couple jobbers. Some Montreal guys show up on for Raw. Easy squash for AOP. AOP speak and prove why they didn't need to get rid of Paul Ellering. So, they don't gain mic skills, but they still need a manager. You know, it's kind of a weird decision to make them dump Ellering. From what I read, good backstage reason, I kind of read that later on. I kind of addressed that when they debuted and did Ellering, that Ellering doesn't want to be on the road. He liked the flexibility of the NXT schedule because they don't do a lot of house shows and they do tapings like maybe once every few weeks for a 3 or 4 week span, kind of like what Ring of Honor does for their TV tapings. Been there. Review on this channel. Cheap plug. Anyway. So I hope AOP gets a better storyline soon and doesn't get ruined like other NXT tag teams. They haven't seen him in a few weeks and now they're taking on jobbers. Don't let it be a sign of the worst. But now, we're on to our next segment involving Seth freaking Rollins, who was very over with the fans. They were chanting "burn it down" and they were doing like the "ole, ole." Of course, they did that for Sami Zayn early on and later on. But they're doing like "ole, ole, ole, ole." Rollins, Rollins. Even did a "merci beaucoup" to them, so it's kind of cool. A lot of people speaking French tonight, not just the little French Canadians, but also Rollins. He was talking about his wild and crazy month. Bang! Hey, if Ian Riccaboni from Ring of Honor can match Wild and Crazy Kids, and his commentary points to you, I can match Wild and Crazy Kids, a Nickelodeon game show. Look it up, people. His Wild and Crazy month started at Mania, winning the IC Championship. Then went out to South Africa, then back to US for Raw last week in St. Louis before heading out to the Middle East to defend his IC Championship in a fun ladder match at the Greatest Royal Rumble event. And as he's going to focus on The Miz, who gets a one-on-one rematch this Sunday at Backlash, despite the fact he's on SmackDown, Finn Balor interrupted. Back to wearing his LGBT colors, because he's not allowed to wear that in Saudi Arabia, because they have very heavily Muslim beliefs in anti-gay. That's why a lot of people didn't want to, probably some people even boycotted the Greatest Royal Rumble event. More people boycotted the Greatest Royal Rumble, probably more or as many people protested against Donald Trump's visit in my hometown of Washington, Michigan this past weekend. Wanted to go, but I couldn't. Anyway, long story. So as Balor and Rollins was talking stuff and maybe challenging for a title match later on in the evening, we have the still Mizless Mr. Raj being Curtis Axel and both Dallas Skinner. They were both in the Greatest Royal Rumble match and both came out to their old themes. Well, they were individuals, but still. They need an old thing. They were trying to jump on some bandwagons, even trying to make a new Four Horsemen with Seth and Finn. Last week they tried to be on Rollins' bandwagon and try to join Balor Club, denied by both. So like, hey, if you can't join one of them, let's join both of them. Both declined and took him out. But then Rollins would be laid out by a move by Finn Balor, setting up our main event for the IC Championship, Balor and Rollins again. They put on some good matches in the past, and we'll see if this main event is no exception. Spoiler, it is no exception. So now on to our next matchup. Women. Yeah, you can see women wrestle tonight at the Night Seeing on Friday. We got to see Sasha Banks take on Ruby Riott. Riott Squad all at ringside. Sasha's problems with Bayley continued on as Bayley refused to join Sasha at ringside. Are we going to see that blow-up match or what? At least they're not doing it at Backlash because it'd be fast booking because of the way they're booking Backlash because they have it so close after the Royal Rumble event. They've had no time to build on Backlash. they've been building the Greatest Royal Rumble more than Backlash, so Backlash is more of a throwaway pay-per-view than usual, despite the fact it is the first multi-branded B-list pay-per-view since the brand split 2.0. It's going to be like that from now on, as we all know. Anywho, decent match. Ruby did pretty well here. There were some really hard-hitting spots, especially near towards the end of the match. Sasha went for double knees a couple times. She did a lot of double knees. But then one of my favorite spots was when Ruby did a backwards senton off the top. That was awesome. And then she ate the post, and then Sasha took out Liv Morgan's head off in a vicious move. But the distraction from Liv and Sarah Logan as well would help Ruby in the end get the Wyatt kick in the victory. After countering the bank statement a couple times, that's what happened. Ruby got the victory. So big victory for Ruby Wyatt with the help of her friends. I like them though. You know, they're not as over as they should be, but we'll see how they fit in the Wall scene. They were decent on SmackDown, but now they're on Raw. They do need a new theme though. Because Absolution kind of inherited Paige's theme, and that sounds menacing. Wyatt's got something like I'll take of a punk song. But that's Ruby's thing. You know, Ruby's a punk. You know, she likes punk music. She has nose piercings. She has tattoos. Maybe that's why people don't pop for them, because of the music. But I like them, though. Especially Liv Morgan. She's hot. So, surprising to see Ruby Wyatt win and no Bayley appearance. We didn't see her backstage, though. And then we had another moment of bliss. God, this not be funny. We didn't get to see a Kevin and Sammy show. Isn't it weird they had it last week? The Kevin and Sammy show, yet they did not have it in their fucking hometown of Montreal, Quebec. They didn't do a Sammy and Kevin show. Dang it. But I had another moment of bliss. That was kind of a funny one again. Say that Nia and I went to Disney World, and Nia was making fun of my weight the whole time, my height, and got me a kids menu. These moment of blisses are kind of funny. These would have been helpful segments to do when she feuded with Bayley. If she done this during the Bayley feud, that feud would not be as stupid as it was booked. You know, it was stupidly booked. If they did these, I would rather see, I would have seen moments of bliss on Bayley than see that horrible "This Is Your Life." It's been a year and it still haunts Bayley's career. And Alexa's kind of too. Anywho, one of the moments that broke the internet was Titus O'Neil when he fell. He was lucky that the apron was not the LED apron. If he did what he did at the Rumble, purposely or not, some would say it was purposely, because they made a t-shirt out of it. Seriously, they made a fucking t-shirt out of it. Wumble, tumble, or slide. Do it worldwide. At least he's doing a joke out of it. Even if he did it on purpose or it was a clear out of the blue thing, it was a still funny moment. He's banking on it. That's Titus Worldwide. He was interviewed by Renee Young. Like I said, I could not escape Facebook for 2 days without seeing it on my feed at least every other post. So as he'd be interviewed by this stubble, Baron Corbin would interrupt, saying that you'd be more famous if you didn't fall at all. So we would see Corbin later on. But on to our 6-man tag. Surprisingly, not a main event. At least, hey, we had a non-multi-man match be main event today. So, yay, first singles main event in a while, because we've had a lot of 5-man tags the last 2 weeks, so we did not have a tag main event. But this opened up hour number 3. We had Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and Bobby Lashley taking on Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Jinder Mahal. Sami and KO were hot taking each other early, taking out Reigns, isolating him before Jinder got some work done. Easy little 6-man tag here, fun action. They kind of did the same thing they did last week in the tag match. They left Strowman for last to get the hot tag and the hot pop. So Lashley was got some big moves in. Of course, every time KO and Sami got in, they would get cheered and their opponents get booed. More importantly, more so Reigns, but even Lashley got some little boos again because he was up against Sami and KO. But everyone hated Jinder still. And of course, Sunil Singh got involved a little bit, got his ass beat by a woman when he got in the match. But like I said, it came down to Strowman once again, like last week, got the hot tag last and destroyed everybody, including again shoulder tackling KO and Sammy. Not as impact for his last week's tackles, but still funny as they were last week. Anywho, despite Strowman's best efforts to take everybody out, some big moves, Zayn would get in, try to do a Luva kick on Strowman, but then Lash would interfere with a suplex on Sammy before Lash would get super kicked by Owens. And Strowman was in the corner for a bit, but Owens got speared. But then Owens was trying to go for the cannonball on Strowman, but Strowman got back up, delivered a running power slam and 1-2-3 victory for the good guys. I thought Jinder would eat the pin, but again, Lashley's team would pin Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. And now we're going to get a rematch of the tag match. We had a semi-rematch and Roman and Jinder, but we're going to see Lashley and Strowman again against KO and Sami. Grinding their gears. Like I said, they can't get out of first gear. You know, they're not advancing stuff. So we'll see how this match ends up. We don't know if it's a pre-show match or not, but we'll see. Speaking of matches that could be pre-show matches someday, Baron Corbin laid out No Way Jose last week before a match. Not wanting to attack him with his conga line, thinking his conga line was going to interfere. But now we had a match tonight with these two. Corbin would lay another big promo about making fun of Corbin, making fun of Jose, but was making fun of Titus O'Neil, continuing what he started earlier in Nothing's interview. So Jose came up with the conga line and got an okay reception, not the best. I even said it a couple weeks ago, feared he might be the new Adam Rose. Gimmick works in NXT, doesn't work in main roster. These fun, bubbly gimmicks get over well in NXT, but don't get over well on main roster. Just ask Emma, she had to go evil. Emma, but that was the best thing that happened to her until she got released. And now she's in Ring of Honor. But she got hurt again! Dang, she's injury prone! Anyway. I'll get a little showing here of No Way Jose and Corbin. Corbin would lay out No Way with some big moves, including the Deep Six. But then got distracted by Titus One coming out. All three, Titus O'Neil, Apollo, I Got My Last Name Back Cruz, and Dana Brooke. And they even kind of referenced the slip and fall. They wiped down the entrance ramp so Titus won't slip again on the ramp. But he did slip trying to get in the ring. I think that was on purpose. That is a gimmick. Falling. Falling rip style. So that mean. But that fall from Titus was enough to distract Corbin to get rolled up by No Way Jose and gets a victory. We've had kind of upsets recently. The last 2 weeks we had upsets. We had Jinder Mahal losing to Chad Gable last week. Sasha Banks losing to Ruby Riott this week. And this week, we saw No Way Jose beat Baron Corbin. Beat the last two, the people got upset because of outside interference. Gable had no outside interference. He got beat up early one, but he still won. But Sasha losing and Corbin losing was because of outside interference. But an upset, nonetheless, No Way Jose gets a big win over Baron with a little help from Titus Worldwide. So I think we got a feud with Titus and Corbin. I thought they were going to start a feud with No Way Jose and Corbin. A lot of people were like, Corbin's on Raw. He deserves bigger competition and not a stupid feud with No Way Jose. But now he's feuding with Titus Worldwide, apparently. So see how that ends up. Now on to our next occasion. Mickie James against Natalya, following up from last week's main event, where Mickie laid out Natalya with a chop block to the knee, who would attack the knee throughout the night until Ronda Rousey made the save. So tonight, Ronda was in the corner of Natalya in her home country, her home province of Quebec. Well, not home, you know what I mean. Well, Alberta's a home province. Not as many botches as on the Greatest Royal Rumble commentary. They thought Sergeant Slaughter was dead. Anywho, so Natalia had Wanda, and Mickey had Alexa Bliss at ringside. Only little match, short but sweet. We are going to see Mickey James and Wanda in the European tour. So it's setting up that feud for television. Interesting to see Wanda's first one-on-one match on television. She's still being used, kind of booked as an attraction. So being in the time, despite Mickey's best efforts and the veteran moves with big moves and kicks, another stretching from Bliss. Neither mind. Bliss tried to distract Nanny, but Nanny didn't fall for it. As Wanda would take out Bliss before any damage was done. And get a quick roll up on Alexa's friend Mickey, taking the advantage of that distraction and the victory. But then Nia Jax would chase down Miss Bliss after the match, and Bliss would run through the crowd. And then Nia in the ring, stare down Natalia, and Wanda before raising their hands in victory. Could be future competition. Wanda against Nia. That would be interesting. See if that match ever happens. But we are going to see Nia and Bliss again at Backlash. So we got the women's title matches set. Nia and Bliss, Carmella and Charlotte. Rematches for the SmackDown and Raw women's titles respectfully. We have the IC title match, Miz and Rollins. No Universal title match. We are going to see AJ Shinsuke 3 for the WWE Championship. We're going to see Reigns and Joe. The aforementioned match between Lashley and Strowman against Sami and Owens. And yes, Big Cass against Daniel Bryan. Many people are not happy about Daniel Bryan's first feud back in the company against, of all people, Big Cass, who eliminated D-Block from the Rumble on Friday in Saudi Arabia before being eliminated by the eventual winner, Strowman. It came down to those two. They were the final two. But these D-Block's entrance to get booed and trolled on like it would have it was in America. But Cass needs some guy to work with and get him over as a heel. And he had a good heel promo last week during Miz TV on SmackDown. One of his strongest heel promos. At least he's not feuding with Enzo anymore, so yay. But now, moving on. By the way, we have no tag team title matches yet. You know, we don't know who's taking on Bludgeon Brothers or the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Are we gonna see the tag team title matches? But on to the main event. The IC Championship match between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Can these two not have a bad match? No way. They've been wrestling a few times. Yes, we would love some separation for a while before it gets Sasha Charlotte 2-0 when they wrestle all the fucking time. Because we love seeing Sasha and Charlotte face off for a title or whatnot. But it got 2-0, especially with the hot potato over the title. So don't let this get too old. Now, I said it during my Raw review for Detroit, also on this channel, that out of that shitty-ass Raw, this is the only good thing about Raw was Rollins and Balor. They race up a few more times in better matches. And this was probably one of the best matches in a while. And best Raw singles main event in a while. This was just a back-and-forth, action-packed match. This was just magnifique of a main event. Exciting action, some good spots. One of my favorites was when Rollins was going for a superplex. He nailed it, but Balor would turn it over for a suplex of his own. With a Falcon Arrow. So that was awesome spot there. It was both guys were attempting their finishers. Numerous attempts from Rollins to do the curb stomp. And Balor did have Rollins in position numerous times for the coup de grace, but could not get it done. And after some fun action, the crowd was into it. The crowd was mostly pro-Rollins here. You know, they were cheering their asses off for him earlier. The cheering continued on in this match. But despite Balor's best efforts, like I said, including numerous attempts at the coup de grace, he would get super kicked and end up getting curb stomped in the 1-2-3 victory for Seth freaking Rollins. Now the fun match with these two guys. At least no one got injured. Like the time at SummerSlam. Because the SummerSlam match was good, but the injury kind of plagued it. And of course the fans chanting a lot negatively because it was for the Universal title. People chanted more for the hideous belt design than the two guys in the ring. They're like, change the belt. So it kind of ruined the match dynamics because the fans were not into it as much because they were more obsessed over the belt design than these two awesome guys wrestling. But tonight, they were all obsessed with these two guys in the ring, chanting their butts off. It's a great main event. Action-packed, exciting. Coach was saying about matches being match of the night. This was true match of the freaking night. Was this one. So, there goes a great way to end Raw. Not a lot of hype for Backlash. Still isn't a lot of hype for Backlash. But we'll see how it does. Kind of a four-way pay-per-view, especially, like I said, the closeness between this and the Greatest Rumble event and focusing more on that event than this event. And it's clearly shown by the card and how it's stacked up and how we don't have any active title matches yet. Not even a cruiserweight title match either for that card. But I'm going to get that. Kind of rush booking. Get it days before with no build at all. Hopefully, Money in the Bank has more build. They're going to have more time. And no other event before it. Like with this occasion. With Royal Rumble being before Backlash. But that is it. Raw review. Thank you so much for watching. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later. Bye-bye.